Hello, everybody. It is Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's for the Homies podcast. It's Halloween night. We
Hollow.
got we got a very special guest tonight. I'm here with my brother MMA Crease, and for a short time, Sophie is going to be helping with the running of the show since Jake hasn't been able to because of uh, personal issues and stuff that's going on right now.
Pray
Hopefully,
for
So
him.
yeah, pray for him.
keep it in your prayers and your thoughts.
Hey, right, Crease. We had to have a woman to come save us.
I
Oh,
know. Yeah, great. Are you predicting the election this Tuesday, man? Like, come on, dog.
Hope not. Hope
no.
not. Hope not.
Come on,
So
40. Come on, pray for 47 and 0. 47 and 0.
so our special guest he's a member of the GCA. He's a good friend of ours. He's a good friend of the show. Malty. How you doing, my brother?
Darth Vader.
Hi guys, I'm the trucker version.
Are you my mommy?
Just in silence.
See
Howdy
who
do.
gets that reference. Are you
Oh
my
Lord.
Serious, I did this all
Oh my
last
God!
week, so it's just the reveal.
Put it back on!
The normal. No.
No, Sophie, you
Go
went
back!
through hell last night with that mask on.
He's gonna be Ozzy Osbourne.
I had to keep a promise to someone in chat that I would keep it on the entire stream, so I did. But golly, everything got super sweaty.
Ew.
Okay, Sophie, what you got? What you wearing tonight for Halloween?
I'm wearing Prada. No, I'm just kidding. Hi.
She's a Japanese girl.
Yeah, I'm a kitsune. Half kitsune. Got my kimono, my haori. It's not a kimono, it's a haori. There's a difference.
Yeah,
And
no,
Bet.
Crease is
Dude,
Crease is a famous black guy.
Really? There's only like two. Oh, the one that not in jail.
Thug life, baby. Tupac, you already know. Machiavelli. This for the homies right here. Let's get this thing started.
Well, and who's
Yeah.
Phantom? Who's that?
Yeah, I'm Simon Ghost Riley from fucking from Modern Warfare. Thank you guys for showing up. It's the homies, and so we got a decent show tonight. Thanks, Malty, for coming on, being with us tonight. Prayers for Jake, and I guess we get started with a little internet news.
What's up, Vagabond? What's going on, people?
Did something just start?
So,
And
Yeah, it's
wait, what's
lagging
going on?
like crap. Oh, let
I
me
heard a
redo
bunch
it.
of
Yeah.
music, and then I was responding to someone, and I come back, and there's just dead air. I don't know. I was just
Hold on,
wondering.
let me
Yeah.
redo it.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just
the
like
first
his-
subject on tonight's list is we're going to be talking about Donald Trump's interview with the one of the greatest hosts ever to do it, Joe Rogan. So, how y'all guys feel about that?
I got to watch it. It was a good interview. Great interview.
I watched it via D-Day Cobra.
I
Bet,
did not
bet,
because I'm busy as fuck all the time.
bet.
Well,
Although,
sucks
Is that a
to be
pussy
you.
on-
I heard a little bit of
Is that a
commentary.
puss?
I kind of feel like he opened up a little bit more than just talking about policies and regular old campaigning bullshit. So
I think Trump.
Oh,
I kind of liked how Trump was asking for an endorsement from Joe Rogan. He said like, "You're not a Kamala person. Come on, you're not a Kamala person. Come on, Joe. Like, that endorsement right there. Come on, come on. You're not a Kamala person. You're a Khabib person, but not a Kamala person."
Oh, he's good at schmoozing the room, and you do that too, or you know that he would do that.
Yeah.
but if you guys look, the Rogan Trump interviews got over 41 million views alone.
Mhm.
That's massive.
And
Yeah.
that was live, right?
And for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And
3 hours.
And so Rogan tweeted this out. I think it was yesterday or this morning that Kamala he
This
pretty
morning.
much Kamala said that he had to come to Washington and she was only going to give him an hour, and he's like, an hour? You come here, do 3 hours like Trump did.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know where the self-entitlement of like, she's better than everybody. I mean, I give her political team one thing, like they know what her limits is, but like if you're trying to appeal to people, you gotta be like the other candidate. If he did 3 hours, what's stopping you from doing 3 hours? Hell, JD Vance did 3 hours today. So like, I don't understand.
Well, the thing with the reason why, one of the reasons why Joe Rogan's podcast is like the biggest one on the planet is because he just sits down there and talks with people, and he'll change his mind in the middle of the thing because he's learning things as he goes along and talk with people. He actually has conversation and doesn't let people just parrot talking points. So it's like, no, you're not going to read a script for an hour. You're going to take that damn earphone out of your ear and you're going to sit there and have a conversation with me for 3 hours. And I'm actually going to ask you shit about policy and try to understand you as a person and your worldview. And she will not do that because she doesn't have one. It has to be force-fed to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like you said, they didn't wear headphones, which is something Jeremy pointed out, because apparently they always wear headphones, but he's like, nah.
Trump is going to be the same wherever he goes. Like, that's just the thing about Trump. Trump is the same dude that you see on the television, man. Like, everywhere he goes, he's the same way or whatever. Kamala, I can't say the same thing. She changes more than like the weather, so I don't know.
Dude, she changes her mind as many times she changes her fucking underwear in a day.
Ew.
Here we go.
But then we got the ultimate the
Well, that's
ultimate
wait.
fuck you.
Changing your wait. Never mind.
I mean, we got the ultimate fuck you. We got new deplorables from Joe Biden calling us garbage people last night.
Is he still the president? Or is the presidency still vacant?
Somebody posted I like like the MAGA hats, but there's one that says just like hot garbage. I like that.
Yeah, but then Trump being the Chad that he is, he gets off the plane and he's got a Trump garbage truck waiting on him. He puts the vest on, he gets in the truck. That was so funny as shit.
Yeah, that's true. Trump never asks it, like, he doesn't answer the questions directly or whatever. He'll just move on to something if he doesn't want to answer it. That's one thing that like Joe was trying to get him on that, but like he said like, nah, I'm good or whatever. Especially when they started talking about the aliens parts. That's when I was kind of saying like, okay, they're running out of subjects. We got Trump talking about aliens now. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but it's better if somebody outright just doesn't want to answer something than just go into a word salad like, I was born in a middle class family.
I was born in a middle class family.
It's better that he segues into something else where a conversation can come about rather than just being like, no, I'm not answering that, because that makes you look like you're not transparent. Or Sophie said, going into word salad makes you look like a fucking retard. So I mean, he's pretty masterful in his way of how he dodges questions, but he does answer a lot of them too.
Yeah. But I'm part of the middle class, Malty. I'm gonna cut down on inflation. Like I'm gonna make sure that everybody has a home.
Really? Okay.
But how? Please? How will you do that?
Don't worry about that. I got the top. I got the top people around the world to help me out. I promise you that we're
Like
gonna
who?
cut inflation in half.
Like who?
So, but that's why can you gonna let me answer the question? Because I'll answer the question. Like
I'm talking right now. All right, chill.
Is Kreese channeling Nagranol from last night? What the fuck?
He's channeling Kamala. So I just wanted to ask you, how are you going to change how are you going to change the policies whenever you're espousing the policies while you were in office the last 3 years?
See, we already took care of that. It was Donald Trump's fault. Like that, everything got messed up. So like listen.
So, do you have any new policy?
We do have great policies. I promise you. Like, listen, we have the best policies ever. Like, now let's get back to why Donald Trump is evil. Okay, you want to know why Donald Trump is evil? Because he said something about your cat. Like that cat that was walking around. They said that he said blatantly that Haitians were eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Illinois. That's craziness. That shows you the white supremacy.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
You convinced me.
Eat the cat.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I'm going to need to brush my teeth for copying off of her, man. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, hey, don't
I was
forget.
wondering how long you were going to go on with that. I was like, if you keep going, I'm going to keep egging you on.
Yeah, but remember when she's at
that's
that rally? Dude, when she's at the rally and they're chanting her name, she's like, "No, I want you to chant your name." The room just dies.
Like,
just fucking die.
They even brought the
How
signs.
do you kill the...
Like, what the fuck did you say?
What did she say? Like, that's not part of the script like they told us. Oh, man.
I have to dox myself? What?
Well, even Jordan Peterson wants you to dox yourself. So that's one.
Oh, my goodness.
Off party lines.
Oh, Lord.
So I heard that her map on Fortnite failed because nobody's playing it.
Wait, why would you?
Isn't it?
You have no guns on there. They don't have guns on the map at all. What's fun
definitely
in that?
part of the ATF.
What do they do? Like, how do you win on that map? You just send a bunch of PDF
hand-to-hand combat. That's why.
Do you have to identify as a child, and then there are just like PDF bots that come after you?
Probably what it is. That they made a big giant Joe Biden going around biting kids like he did last night or this morning. God, that was creepy.
He's
That's
only
kinda
in the
creepy.
What about the little boys?
That's creepy.
There it is. There it is. That is
Creepy.
creepy as shit. He did that to every little baby that came up to him last night.
Yeah, but like, where are the parents? Like,
the parents are holding them. That's the parents.
I know, but I mean, like,
Well, you gotta remember.
No.
You gotta remember, most people on that other side, they are questionable as parents, man. Like, we really do need to have tests evaluation if you can be having children or not. That's just me, though.
You know what this honky reminds me of? If y'all watch the original Underworld, when Victor first comes back to life, that's what that bottom right one looks like.
Oh, no.
Yeah. When he goes after the lichen dude, where he's like,
just be immortal.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
God, that was so funny as hell. Yep, there it is. It absolutely failed.
Isn't this part of the sweep?
Dude, I went and I re-downloaded Fortnite just to try to get on it. It's like you can't get on it. You can't get on it.
Is this part of the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff too? Are they in charge of this one?
I don't know if they were.
So anybody, I think
This is
Jeremy said
weird.
it's also a bunch of other people. Anybody can do this. You can like basically buy out and create your own lobbies in Fortnite. So
Okay.
it is
Fellowship map.
Yeah, it's
Well-
sponsored by her political
Campaign.
team, her campaign team.
Well, Sophie,
okay.
G&G has their own map. We've all the ones that played Fortnite's been on there. Hell, I played on it.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
One day I'll get on Fortnite then.
Speaking about Sweet Baby Inc., I guess we'll
Yeah.
go into that next because Madam Savvy on Tuesday night's main event showed her autism by literally
feet.
mapping. Yeah, literally
Ah,
mapping all
just
this
one.
out. So yeah, go ahead and play it, Sophie, because this is
Yeah.
very interesting. On
These people linked to Ubisoft in some way.
She
That's
said these
crazy,
people.
man.
And then
That is.
if you look at
What do
their
you mean, these
past
people?
and then who they work
Ooh.
for currently,
What you mean by these people, Savvy?
Hold on. Let me make this. Let's get the quality in the stream is sometimes weird.
they have
Ooh.
connections to them as well. They're on client
It's-
lists and things like that.
And what it comes down to is it's important to vet these people because you don't know if you don't know who these people are, you don't know where they're
God.
coming from, you don't know what.
Jesus,
Now,
man.
Phantom? What are they talking about here?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like,
Savvy,
fill me in.
Why is this important?
Okay, so Savvy,
Yeah.
Savvy was going through and she was like trying to find the main players behind Sweet Baby Inc. and behind all this they're doing right now, and come to find out that the people are getting into like all these companies because they're friends of people that started Sweet Baby Inc. So that's how a lot of these people got into positions of power, is because they were friends of friends of friends of these people. And one of the girls that's a part of it actually was looking up like porn of Bowser. She's like, she wanted to fuck Bowser from Mario.
Jesus
And-
Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
they're
it was
doing.
some weird shit.
Oh my goodness.
They all
Sorry,
work
I
with
used
each
your
other and
names.
for each other,
Mm.
Sorry.
and they'll hire all their
raccoons.
friends, and they're like fucking cockroaches.
So
And
this
now
is
these
what
eating
makes
the
this extra
raccoons.
scary. I'm
They're
sure
eating
you
the
guys might have seen the
raccoons.
Raise the Game thing. So this is a
So this
UK
is all the
initiative to get
this
more
is all the
game
people
companies to
Sweet
sign.
Baby Ink's got their fingers in right now. All the new shit they're into. So they literally they put people in positions in these gaming companies, so they literally can hire their friends to come in and destroy everything.
So
Because
is
they
this
hate
the
these-
bridge stuff that Hayden be talking about? Like, is this the bridge thing that
Yeah,
Hayden talks about?
it's connected to it.
It's connected.
A
It's
portion of it
connected.
is, yeah. But
Gaming head
Bridge.
Norm
We
brought
have
it-
worked with some of the
brought it
world's
up, a lot
largest
of
gaming
people have-
studios and pre-launch startups. We have placed producers,
What are you gonna say,
studio heads.
Sorry.
Malty?
Oh, you want to watch the video first?
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
just-
like 40 something.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little bit. Just
I was
Yeah,
saying,
Yeah, that's why I had it on mute.
we
Just-
talked about it with Hayden, and a lot of us have said this from the beginning. So the bridge thing is kind of just a little part of it, but what you see whenever they finally get called out in the media and their names are doxed, they don't really get fired. They just get shuffled around to everything. It's all like a little bit of nepotism, and what just said is who you know. And so they form these little bonds, and they just cycle everything through.
Eric talked about that yesterday, repping the Silverback, and he said, like, y'all guys are fools if you don't believe that the people that got let go ain't getting just put in different type of companies, like, because they all know each other. Somebody knows somebody, whoever.
Yeah, Savvy
Yeah.
was saying that people celebrate when these companies get taken down, but it's actually not good because at least this company has these people, but now they're gonna be spread all over the place.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's not a victory.
But
it's one of them things where like it's. Oh, go ahead, man.
I did a video, I think it was yesterday, or may have been 2 days ago. Another way that they can get around this. So one of them used to be a games journalist called Emma Kent, and that when she was in the public forefront, worked for Eurogamer. Well, she's no longer employed by them. So what she does is the exact same thing, but just change her job description, sign one more NDA, and does the exact same thing, except she gets even earlier access to these games and gives her reviews and like critical analysis and pushes her own agendas and stuff like that. So she's no longer in the eye, but she's still doing the exact same shit, arguably with more power.
Yeah.
And I mean, after the most recent stuff that we heard, how they're like snubbing people from getting codes to early access of games. If you don't give it a positive review, we're gonna stop doing that. And that's the reason why we're getting people doing positive reviews on trash, because they don't want to lose their fucking access. And it's because of this shit right here.
This is where I believe I think whoever's in the fellowship, this is your chance to kind of step it up and like start getting into this indie video game section or whatever. Like, start making games for everybody else or whatever. Because these mainstream companies, they made up their mind. There's more, quote unquote, more of them than us. And the way we could take the power back is if we just be like Rippa and like build our own sandbox and do that, make video games for everybody again. That's just me, though.
I think that they got people in these positions because they want to destroy. They want to destroy everything. Yeah, they just want to destroy and make it into their own image. And we know how that has failed multiple times. And we've seen multiple studios go under because of the woke agenda. It's true. You go woke, you go broke, and we've seen it. God knows how many times in the last 10 years. Well, no, the last 5 years. Excuse me.
Well, that's why I keep on saying we need people to step it up too. Like, you can only do so much as an indie person or whatever. Like, we need people inside the mainstream to kind of help out on the other side too, to make it the alternatives or whatever. But yeah, too many people are a little too afraid because of their job. There's plenty of people in Hollywood as we speak that Chris Gore and Gary talk to, and they say like, "Hey, I like what you're doing, but I just can't say anything because I got a family." So.
Well, it's that I don't want to go too conspiracy theorist, but there are shadow government, shadow forces, shall we say, at work that are literally telling you to control most of the money, not only in the States, but also across the world, have giant stakes in the entire world's money. And what they're literally saying is we have to affect the change. And here's how we're going to do it. So all of us normal people, we are a social and cultural experiment to see how far they can brainwash us, to see how far they can push us until we bend the knee and kowtow to them, or we fight back. The thing is, a lot of us, we don't drink the water. So we are fighting back, and now they're starting to fall. So the game plan is going to change it a little bit because people are fucking sick and tired of it.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Just think if Trump wins, they're gonna flip the script and just go harder, even harder.
Yeah,
and we'll push back even harder. That's fine. We're the ones with guns.
So this is what this is to me. This is just my opinion. However, part of me thinks that the other side wants Trump to win because they need Trump so they can, like, you know, make him the villain in entertainment. That's just me. However, because, like, you know, like those years where Trump was in office, like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, they had like a whole bunch of source material that they can do or whatever. But when Trump left or whatever, you saw all the source material kind of go down, or like it just wasn't really that good. So they Me personally, I think they want Trump back in, but they can't necessarily say it or whatever. But that's just me.
A lot of slow news cycles because, well, even when there was news they could have reported on, they swept it under the rug because it made them look bad. And Trump was just like, well, you know, I'm going to fight the election results. And then whenever all that kind of petered out, yeah, they basically had nothing to talk about. I do agree with you. The mainstream media does want them back in there just so they can get that shock jock value again. But I was talking with Jared Bear in San Antonio, and we had a nice little conversation about this, even though I don't like talking politics that much. And I was just like, Cobra Cast is not going to slow down anytime soon. Win or lose, you're going to have to be doing this daily for like probably a good 2 to 3 months straight. And it's like, I know.
Yeah.
What
Dear
the
God.
fuck? What the hell?
It's yoga, right? Shut up.
Well, we know what Sophie be looking up at late at night.
What up, Isaac?
Yoga.
Hey, at least it's not naked yoga.
I don't look at those things like you do.
I would watch some Brie Larson naked yoga.
Oh my god! See,
hey, that's what
them big old
socks are made
feet.
for. That's what socks are made for. To cover them feet up.
Bro, you could be naked
Like,
and still wearing socks. That's fine.
It's like this is Brie Larson's foot. It's like it's the size of this remote right here.
Seriously, if you're looking at feet, you're the one with the fucked up head. Why are you paying attention?
Hey, I'm not a. Listen, like her feet are just that huge, man. They like it look like you can just like I could put my foot on top of her foot and like she can like do ring around the rosies or something. I don't know.
We do know that Isaac's got like 100 Nagranol feet pics. We know this for a fact.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Those Uncle Rico feet pics.
So what's up next?
So we can get into trailer trash. You can go ahead and get that slide ready, my man.
Okay, first of all, Isaac, this is not an own. Of course I sim for Henry Cavill. Who doesn't?
I mean, that's the wrong person to bring up, Isaac. Who doesn't sim for Henry Cavill?
Exactly. Like, that's not the own you think it is.
Almost every woman that I know sims.
Yeah. What did Ryan say? He was just like, it's totally respectable to be a simp. You just have to make sure she's hot and she was born a woman.
Yep. No shade to MCU fan.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense to me.
I would add a third prerequisite and be like, has to be of age. But
too.
Most of us, our communities are 18 plus, so we don't normally have to say that shit.
Henry Cavill's for boys. For the boy. God. Oh man. All right. I guess we could go ahead and like play the thing, play the trailer. There's no music.
Sound?
There's no copyright music. Yeah.
Okay. Am I pausing this? You tell me.
No, we're playing it all the way.
All the way through.
All the way through.
It's been some time, hasn't it?
Really, the only thing I care about.
You've come up in the world.
Yes.
I can say
That's the only thing I care about, man.
And I'm erasing everything that happened since season 3.
They said season 3, the first 3 seasons are canon to this one.
Now, don't forget, in this series, there's going to be a girl in a wheelchair with spider powers.
Build something undeniable.
Oh my god.
Anyone
Black
who's
girl
ever
magic.
accomplished anything iconic in life. Have to do some questionable things to get it done.
For an adventure.
What if?
Was that like a Gundam?
For ages.
It's a mech.
What the fuck was that? No.
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Wonder Man,
Man.
race swap Wonder
Ready
Man.
for Wonder Man. I was born to play this character.
And we both have a lot
Oh
riding
my
on this.
god.
You better not mess this up.
I know.
I am ready.
What?
The people what
Wait,
they
wait,
came
wait,
for.
wait, wait.
Ben Kingsley's coming back as his character from Iron Man 3.
That's what I was gonna.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
remember-
about. Isn't he?
Isn't he dead?
Same guy.
No, he's not dead. But wouldn't he be in
No, it was-
prison?
No, it was played around with that he was masquerading as this person. The other person was the actual one, but I can't remember. What was the name of that?
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
The Mandarin.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then he showed up in Shang-Chi where the real Mandarin had him captured. And he goes to where Shang-Chi's mother was from and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I didn't watch that gay shit. Sorry.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Riding on this. You better not mess this up.
I know.
I am ready.
Let's give the people what they came for.
A Black Panther cartoon.
Let's go.
Let's go.
A long road ahead of us. Much to do.
Oh my God!
So, what does everybody think?
You know, the trailer for Wonder Man reminds me of Midnight Cowboy. The movie Midnight Cowboy. Them walking
You know, it
across
kind
the
of
street.
does.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah, it kind of does.
You know that like if the last years hadn't happened, I'd actually be really excited for this because like the presentation looks hype. But like we know what's happening. We know what's happened. So it's like I don't
Like,
care about you.
Technically,
This I don't really care about this.
What If sucked. If y'all watched the first,
Yeah.
No, well, the first season was good. The second sucked. I don't
have
care
to
about
say,
this.
I
think
think what they're doing, I think what they're gonna do is they literally are gonna do the anime series of the zombies one, and the Marvel Zombies comic book franchise was actually pretty good, but I don't know.
Well, what happened to we're going to focus more on quality, not quantity?
quantity.
Now, they haven't ruined the
shows out.
Punisher yet, so please.
Yeah, but these are all TV shows, which are bigger productions than movies, and they're going to take up a lot more screen time, a lot more shooting, a lot longer shooting schedule, and you have them releasing.
He's running for the mayor, Norman. He's running for the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's running for mayor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's part of the comic books.
I am happy about is they're getting Vincent D'Onofrio back to play Fisk, and then they're also getting the Netflix Daredevil back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, something that
before his walk of shame when She-Hulk, and they just completely retcon that part of the story.
I hope
well,
they did.
I think it is because if you notice, he's not missing an eye, so Echo hasn't happened yet.
Did Echo ever happen?
It did happen. I think unless they retconned it.
I mean, like to the I don't know.
She didn't hear it, and I didn't see it, so I'm going to say that it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. I missed that one.
Man, Daredevil is so
Waste of time.
good, and
Echo was trash. Echo was trash.
Hey, at least we bit the bullet. The GCA wasn't around for ABF to make us watch that shit.
Yeah. He would have forced us to watch all 5 episodes in one stick.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Are they retconning season 3? Because doesn't it end with Fisk in jail?
Okay, so basically what they're doing, they're redoing season 3 because it's Born Again. And they just did that on Netflix before it got canceled. So they're just redoing season 3 over again. And it's retarded.
So what my friend said, like like season 3 is still canon to this universe, and I'm like, Why? Nah. You know what? I'm just gonna do the head canon. No, it's not. It's a new start in my eyes and everything. I'm separating the Netflix series from the Disney Plus series. Like I separate George Lucas's Star Wars from Disney Star Wars. It's two different beasts right there. So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
So
I think that like just the cast, the acting, everything was so good, and then to see it just go kaput. It's like,
I don't know, man.
The acting is
I don't
going
trust Kevin
to be,
Feige.
above average because we know and trust these
Yeah.
actors. Here's
yeah.
my
Yeah.
big thing with all this shit is now that it's going to be like strictly Disney Plus, the writing is what fails most of this crap.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
every single time. If the writing is not good, no one's gonna give a crap that we got this Matt Murdock and this Wilson Fisk back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we still don't know if we're gonna get the actors that played Foggy and the girl in the show.
No, they're
Well,
gonna come back.
wasn't
They're
it
confirmed.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Okay.
They're confirmed. They're back. They're good. Whatever.
Also, the damn it. Well, I had hope because John. I never know how to pronounce his name. John
John
Berthol.
Barthoff.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said that he didn't want to like tone down the Punisher or anything before all this disaster. So, but if it's on Disney, is it R-rated? Because if it's not R-rated, then they're gonna have to tone it down.
Well, see,
So-
Disney Plus has their own section for R-rated stuff. That's where Deadpool and Wolverine, and then the Deadpool movies are in this section.
Their R-rated stuff is not even R-rated. It's more like a 14-ish. Like, it ain't even mature. I don't even consider it mature, to be honest with you. Like, when I'm watching, because Echo was considered mature, and that was just horrible, bro. There was nothing immature. I mean, it was not mature anything about that. It's horrible.
What show, Chris? I didn't see it, or I didn't get to hear it. And I heard it. The only thing is, it didn't have a leg to stand on, right?
Yeah, I guess whatever. But I hope this show does good. That's the best thing that I ask. Is like, that's the only thing that I care about from Marvel right now until the X-Men come over, and I don't even think they'll even get that right. But
So if they're
next week.
redoing it, this is
It's gotta be Bullseye.
that couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
Because
next
spoilers in season 3 of Born Again, we got Bullseye. He was dressed up as the fake Daredevil. So
yeah. Also, aren't we supposed to know? Why
next
does
week.
this sound familiar? Isn't this the guy from Iron
Next
Man?
week. Yeah, he does look like the guy from Iron Man. Oh yeah, next week we got to talk about Henry Cavill might be in Cyclops. Next week or whatever. So said might. Rumor. So yeah.
Cyclops are they making a TV show? I haven't heard about any announcements towards a release.
Oh no, that's the dad for Miss Marvel.
that is correct.
Really?
Oh man, I don't care.
Oh boy.
Wait, wasn't he the one that went away because bad touch?
Yeah,
I guess.
they had to get rid of him because of accusations, and they cast somebody else to be her father.
So why is he there?
Probably because the accusations got dropped or proven false.
Yeah.
It's the only other reason why he would be employed. Otherwise, he'd
No,
be...
I mean, like if this is because I didn't watch Miss Marvel, I don't care. So, but what's the connection here?
I think her dad is like a doctor or a researcher.
They have to make way for the new Avengers and all that kind of shit. So they're gonna try to put the lattice work together to weave throughout the TV shows into the movies. Where that's probably that would be my guess.
Well, also she's based out of New York, so yeah, they would have to come across each other at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
Which I
so
always thought that was kind of weird in Marvel comic books. Is like they're all in New York, and like, how did their enemies not cross? Do they got like a territory throughout New York or something? I don't know.
Well, Hell's Kitchen is their territory.
mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying. It's like what happens if like Doctor Doom just happened to go to Hell's Kitchen? Like, is it like Daredevil's problem now,
My
or does he
turn!
like call it?
My turn!
He would fight. He would. Well, technically, if Doom would go there, Daredevil couldn't do nothing to him because of his, status as a ruler of a country. He's got diplomatic immunity. He couldn't do nothing to him unless he starts something.
Well, I know he's from New York. I'm just saying, like all the heroes. You telling me that no, they don't pick a day for the villain? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, Fantastic Four, it's your day to take care of New York. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I understand what you're going through. Like, if the timelines are going to wave, I was like, why haven't they already been Avengers? Because they're all like just doing these giant things over the same exact city. I get that's your question, right? Basically, your thought process.
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
Well, that's why I think like the Daredevil series did it so well, because they mention the events in Avengers in a way that's realistic, and all the crime he deals with is like low level crime. So the Avengers, the deal of the big threats wouldn't be in it. That makes sense, but
so Daredevil, She-Hulk, Punisher, Iron
Luke
Fist,
Cage.
Luke Cage. They're street level heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, that's why I was excited for the Defenders, but Luke Cage was good.
The Defenders was ass.
That's what I said. I was, but they screw up with Iron Fist. First of all, the only
Iron Fist is horrible.
The Defenders was Daredevil. It's like the only one who's like, these freaking kids.
Jessica Jones season 1 was really good. Luke Cage season 1 was really good, but their second seasons were not that good.
I didn't watch the second for either. For none of the for Jessica, for Luke, and for Iron Fist, I didn't watch the second.
Luke Cage season 2 was good in my opinion, because he got the common accurate suit. Yeah, the common accurate suit or whatever, for when he was in his mind or something, like he had his old school suit from the 70s. I thought that was pretty cool or whatever. But when they got rid of Cottonmouth, I was like, yeah, it's not as good, man. Mahershala Ali, man, which we will talk about later on. It's been let go from Marvel way too many times, man. I don't like it. I don't like that. So, but are you guys ready to do Clown of the Week, or you guys still want to talk on this? Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say one more thing. Then probably I'll send out the multi. But Daredevil is probably gonna be probably one of the best shows, and it could be the most worst of the shows. And we already know Ironheart's gonna be dog shit. We already know that. I mean, Wonder Man is.
I don't care about Wonder Man.
Only thing Wonder Man was ever known for was dying in Civil War. So.
And banging Wanda.
Yeah.
That's about it. Oh yeah. And Agatha, episode 8 and 9 is hot garbage. So don't waste your time.
I haven't watched any of it. Now, Phantom, I don't have anything for the Clown of the Week. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the video. We're doing the Game Awards.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was like, can we just watch Deadpool and Wolverine? Like, they used it in the trailer, and then there was other things, and I was like, I kind of just want to watch that.
Yeah, why are they using it in the trailer? Like, what did it get?
What they're doing is it's because it's about to go on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
and they're promoting it because it's going to go on there.
Yeah, they're like, see this giant hit that we just acquired because we kind of had to, because we knew it would be a cash cow. But we have this on Disney Plus, and then next year, this is all the other shit that we're going to put on Disney Plus. So get excited because this one thing was good, even though it was the first 2 iterations.
Well, it's time. It's that part of the show where we're gonna talk about some retards, some idiots. It's clown of the week.
He got that laugh down pretty good.
I could do it way better. It would be too loud.
Phantom, you're
Well,
mute.
Phantom, don't be like Jeremy Phantom.
Be handsome X.
Nope.
Master
You're
sex
mute.
slave.
Now yes.
Okay,
There you
yeah,
go.
you gotta pull it. You gotta pull it back. So the Game of the Year nominations have come out for the
God
Gamer
damn it.
Awards, and you would
Is that
think
supposed to be part of it?
No.
No, you
No.
would think Stellar Blade. You'd think Stellar Blade would be on there. You would think Helldivers would be on there. You would think a few other games are on there. You be dead wrong on the games that are going to be on. So basically,
So
okay. I got a question. Did anybody know that a Zelda game came out this year? A new Zelda game?
I might
I
have.
feel like Crystal would have said
Yeah.
something if it did.
Yeah, even Black Myth Wukong is not on the for Game of the Year. It's not even listed.
Not even in the running. So, or is this like the final ballot? So they probably have
this
like
is the final ballot, man.
Yep, pretty much.
So what's the games that are on the? These are the games.
Apparently, front runners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Front
Also, I have a
runners.
question. Who is sponsoring like this award show?
Tenet
Is it all
Poly-
by Polygon and or is it a conglomeration of people?
I really don't know who does it. Be honest with you, I've never kept up with it.
Okay. I was just asking because there's like Streamer of the Year awards. That whole show is put on by Ludwig's girlfriend and a couple other people. So I just want to see, is it anything that we actually should get maybe a little bit upset about? But
They're going to add Dragon Age to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's so.
Mhm.
It
But
hasn't been out
be
that
like?
long.
Wouldn't it be like the films that for next year's award?
that's how it normally works because it just came out today.
And the Gamer Awards come out. That's like December.
By this logic, shouldn't the new Dragon Ball game be out there? I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
if we,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
if we're applying these rules,
dude, I guarantee the new Dragon Ball Z, the new Dragon Ball game probably would outsell freaking Dragon Age.
Is this
I mean-
this year? Didn't Fantasy VII come out?
Yep, Rebirth is on
Rebirth
is
was
a part of
this
the list too. Yep.
Tifa is best girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it was last year. That's why I'm like, wait, the fuck is this?
It's like quarters. It's like financial quarters. So they use like certain seasons of the last year go into the next year, and that's why you see with the Oscars, you won't see things that just came out like in December. You'll see them a year from now, not the ones that happened in February.
Yeah, but that's why
Yeah.
one in. Well, never mind.
Well, because they haven't
So-
had time.
Well, this one, see,
one
where did this one go?
actually, fuck that noise.
I'm with Malty on that because watching that shit you guys showed last night, I'm like, what the fuck are we watching? If they do pronouns wrong, they gotta do push-ups. That's a
so
Melanie
no.
Matt word.
The whole dialogue of that scene was
Yeah.
so outrageous.
Did either of
dude,
y'all-
Ass was getting so mad yesterday. You're boring. You're boring. Oh man.
how many Dragon Age games have any of y'all played? I know.
I played 3. I played number 3.
I have not played
the
any.
only one I played. Yeah.
So you never.
Oh, this
you
is the
never
one.
played or two.
Yeah, that's the new Zelda game.
So
Okay.
other dark horses, they put Space Marines and there.
I said it in a video, and I think in a live stream as well. I said it on Off the Hip with ABF. But that bitch in the Dragon Age thing that's trying to tell him to do push-ups, that's fucking Isabella from Dragon Age 2. And I said it off the hip. I was like, and she was a sexy, hot slut that would never talk that way. She was also a pirate as well, and she ended up commandeering and pirating her own ship. So, like, that would not be her character. And now she looks like a little frumpy old twat, still trying to wear a semi the same costume. But I called it there, and then I rewatched something Ripa put out today, and I was like, he said it too. Okay, I'm validated because I said this 2 fucking days ago.
Wait, look at this. Look at this. The developer is Ukrainian, which guarantees warm sentiment towards it. Why?
And Stalker 2 is actually a good game.
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. Is that a typo or just like to avoid?
No.
No, it's Lord of Ring Gollum.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
But this is so this. Oh my god.
So about it might have been like 1 or 2 years ago. Atomic Heart came out, and it was a Russian-made game, and they literally tried to cancel it the day it came out on all platforms because it was made by a Russian company. And then Ukraine puts out Stalker 2. Now, Stalker 2 is a decent game. I've seen footage. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard good things about it.
But just because of where they're from, that's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the actress for One Piece, Robin. She's of Russian descent, so they were trying to cancel her just for that. It's like, what? So
it's right there in the verbiage, Sophie, with a good story both inside the game and outside it. So they are bringing modern politics into it.
Even though the game is based in the future after nuclear war.
When do we get that? I want to see it for myself.
Which one?
You and me both.
Nuclear war.
You know, the only people that actually survive it are the nerds because we know what the fuck we know what the fuck to do.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want me to show the video that you sent me?
Yeah, just play a little bit of it because this guy's pretty cool. Show this dude's channel because he made a joke about what games that people were thinking were going to be on there, like Justice League Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, and these like crappy games, which they wasn't, but I don't know. It's I think we ought to just we have to just do a awards show ourselves, like Craig from Side Scrollers was talking about doing.
Just do it, man.
Yeah, just
Greg is still doing that.
Yeah, just they're not. This is not even on there. And Stellar Blade sold more fucking shit than was it? How many units did Stellar Blade sell? It's like
okay. So here's one thing I would disagree that you shouldn't go off just sales alone. Actually, I don't think sales should even
1 million copies
be in the competition. I think it should be a mixture
finished
of other kind of things.
Storytelling and sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did they adapt technology in any new and innovative way? Is there something that it stands out for? Obviously, you're going to look for reviews both from critics and from consumers who are playing.
Fans.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And yes, you will have a higher echelon that are voting on these things in the ballots, but you also should take in
Henry Cavill.
Well, yeah, because this is
Warhammer.
Oh.
But see, if
I'm gonna pause it right there.
So if you notice that the games that got like good reviews and the fans really loved are the ones that are getting snubbed in these awards.
What makes him so special?
Because because he's white.
He's Henry Cavill. He's white.
Sophie.
That's right, son.
Sophie. You know he.
I
He
know
can't fly.
he's married and he's got a child.
He's married, lady, and he has a kid coming.
Hey, don't worry. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that.
And I'm so happy for him.
But I mean, you gotta remember last year Baldur's Gate won Game of the Year. Now I haven't played it. I know people that have played it, and basically one of the things, one of the big talking points of it was, hey,
the basics.
Yeah, the one from Sweet Baby Inc. That
okay.
Chris,
as far as Baldur's Gate goes, I didn't play it either, but Eggroll played it multiple times. It's like, yeah, you have to go down certain dialogue routes in order to get to that woke shit. But as far as the game as a whole, he fucking loved it. And a lot of people actually really liked it. And they were just like, oh yeah, I could totally see it winning. It's like, there's stuff I don't agree with in it, but the game itself is fucking good.
I mean, for me, it's like, what game? I mean, I can't remember the games that were part of the Game of the Year last year. And it's like, so now we're getting,
Tifa.
This stuff
Tears
right
of
here.
Baldur's Gate. I don't remember much else.
Helldivers should be in there. Stellar Blade should be there. Wukong should be there.
Yeah.
I think Wukong for sure should be in the running.
That's funny.
Oh, it would. Yeah, hey, I would say it would win Game of the Year, to be honest with you. I think it would. Either they're Helldivers, one or the other. But then we know that Helldivers fell off, and then people started going back and playing it. So.
What about Star Wars
Yeah,
Outlaws?
I love it.
Oh God! I'm gonna tell you when that comes on Game Pass, because it will come on Game Pass. I'm gonna play that and roast the shit out of it on live stream. I'm so gonna fucking do that.
I feel like Sophie would love that game because someone of her stature could beat the shit out of an armed clone trooper.
No.
Come on now, you like it. He has a woman in there.
You want to backhand a helmet in the back of the head and then have that person completely hit the ground. You know that would make you feel good.
No, to backhand, no.
Well, Malty, she had to have a step ladder to even do that.
That is true.
Or just get the double jump option. It's in her skill tree.
Yeah, so that's the Zelda game. I never knew was out. Didn't even heard of it. Hell, Krista hasn't even talked about it. You know she knew about it. We would know about it.
I had
yeah,
not even
that's true.
That.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah,
I guess we can go on to the.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. I was gonna say we can move on, but if you guys still want to talk about this, we go ahead.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm just getting tired of fucking the corporate people that are like putting shitty games up and pretty much telling the fans you can go fuck yourself.
He was so close.
Yeah, but we're so used to it by now, man. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You want to know what's the most crazy part is, like, in pop culture, that we have a Blade movie that was so easy to make, and like they still can't get it right. However,
and that
like,
everybody wanted because nobody cares about the character we play.
Didn't Blade get announced like in 2019 or whatever, like, or 2020? Like, they were supposed to be. So how do you guys feel about this, that they just basically scrapped it? It's gone. Or some people say it's a hiatus. Some people say
give us Wesley Snipes. Just give us Wesley Snipes and Blade 4. Moneymaker.
Snipes or let Blade die. Take it to like an animated series, kind of the way that they did with Todd McFarlane did with Spawn, because they couldn't get it right on the big screen. Do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with
dude, it's like Wesley Snipes said it in Deadpool. There's only going to be one Blade.
It's only gonna be over one blade. Dude,
And
I was
always
watching
keep
Blade
saying that.
yesterday.
Right? Didn't we lose Chris Christopherson IRL?
Yeah.
So we can't even get him back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he passed
It
away.
has to be Wesley Snipes, or I'm not, because he's such a big
Well-
part of the dynamic too. So I want him.
Well,
Yeah.
technically
And it may
in
be-
Blade Trinity, Whistler did die in Blade Trinity, so he was killed off in that movie off
Yeah.
screen, but he was killed.
But I want to see Wesley Snipes' version of Blade having to deal with that, because that was his right hand man, not just like
Yeah.
okay, race swap and pretend like that person didn't exist.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He needs to be mentioned
Oh.
just out of respect, and also because of the story that they had for 3 movies.
Mhm.
yeah. I was rewatching all 3 Blade movies like the other day, like yesterday or whatever. Like I watched Blade 2, and Blade 3. Man, those things still hold up. I love it, man. Like
And people hated Blade 3. I think Blade 3 was a pretty good movie, to be honest. He finally he fought Dracula, which I'm surprised they didn't do it up to that point in the first place. You know?
I think Blade 3 is okay for what it was or whatever, but I can see why people don't like it or whatever, because Ryan Reynolds was kind of annoying in that movie. But
I'd have to
But
rewatch
Jessica
it
Biel was
again,
cool.
but all of Blade was campy, and so
Mhm.
it was just like, yeah, blood, black leather, vampires, techno music, lots of killing. That's all we wanted. We
Yeah.
finally got Jessica Biel and a shirtless Ryan Reynolds when he was young and ripped as fuck. You had the whole squad together, and I'm just like, why
Yeah.
the fuck not? Let's kill some fucking vampires.
Yeah.
But coming
See,
back,
that's
from
just the
the
thing.
reviewer's mind nowadays, I would have to actually go back again. But I'm pretty sure that I would still love that movie.
See,
How
Malty,
about
you made it so simple. Like, we have to kill vampires. That's all Marvel had to do. It's like, you just get Wesley Snipes back, or if Mahershala Ali was still doing the role or whatever. It's so simple. You don't need to make it a woke agenda. You don't have to do any of that. All it is just a black man that's happens to be a vampire, and he's killing mofos. Just wanted to kill people. That's it.
You know what? Blade watch party in the GCA.
We totally can.
All 3 movies.
Down for
Oh
that.
yeah.
I got 5 times. Well, not in one night. I had to-
Exactly.
No, one night.
Y'all do know that y'all can host shit in the Discord. Y'all can host watch parties in the because if we have private ones, y'all won't even be able to see that they exist.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Bet. Oh
I
yeah.
might watch Blade this weekend. You know, for
Yeah.
me, I knew this was dead. This was dead on arrival when they said that Blade wasn't even going to be the main character of his own fucking movie. They were going to have 3 females that are lesbians be his boss. I knew it was DOA the moment they said that. The moment that came out.
I mean, if all 3
You
are
want to
right
know?
once, I'd be okay with seeing that in a Blade movie. But other than that, there's absolutely no way that 3 black lesbians. I don't even know if they all be black, but 3 lesbians trying to lord over Blade, that absolutely does not work for the character.
You want to know what's the funny part? Like, I don't think Kevin Feige even wanted to make this movie because Mahershala Ali kept on begging Kevin Feige to do the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even part of the. I told my friends, like, I don't think it's gonna happen because like Mahershala Ali begged for the movie. Kevin Feige wasn't trying to do this movie, so I'm just saying. I don't know.
Like, you're saying like maybe they sabotaged him, like they made the writing so bad that he's like, nah.
Well, Sophie, look
Pretty
how many
much.
directors and writers they literally went through. Maybe what 10, 5 directors and 5 writers during this time frame of when it was announced up until now.
Yeah, and
it's
also
like,
a giant writer's strike in the middle of that, where they weren't supposed to be
Yeah.
doing anything for like almost a damn year.
Yeah. I don't blame Mahershala Ali. I feel bad for him because he is a great actor or whatever, and I just know this pattern with Marvel, and I don't think Marvel likes Mahershala Ali, bro. I really don't. Like, in my opinion, because they killed him off in Cottonmouth. I mean, killed him off in Luke Cage as Cottonmouth or whatever.
You
They
know,
said that he was supposed to stay there longer.
You know, he would have been a good recast for T'Challa in Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Your
I see
point,
it.
Reese. I think maybe what you're getting from that is because Mahershala Ali won an Oscar for The Green Book. So
Yeah, that was a
might
good
just come
film.
with
I
a-
love that.
He might just come with a higher price point. And
Yeah.
are also seeing with the
That's
trends
true.
now, with everything they're doing that none of these movies are a surefire hit anymore, so they might not want to put that money on there, which I know sounds stupid because we still look at the production budgets and what they just offered Robert Downey Jr. to go show up in the fucking Fantastic Four thing. So it doesn't make sense.
Let's not get started on that.
Makes sense if we were in a world that makes sense. I would
Yeah,
say
that's true.
Don't let me rant on that shit because I'm still pissed about that. I am still fucking angry about that. They're literally fucking Doctor Doom is a variant of fucking Tony Stark if Tony Stark never went to that fucking cave. That's what Tony Stark would have become.
Okay.
Doctor Doom.
Phantom rant.
No
it's
Phantom
fucking,
rant.
It's fucking
there we go.
retarded. It's fucking retarded that Tony Stark probably he is the MCU. Tony Stark started it. He started it. Fuck you, Malty. But I'll rant. So when it was announced that he was going to be Doctor Doom, I'm like, he's not going to be Victor Von Doom. He's going to be Tony Stark. They're going to completely change the character. And it's gonna be this is what happened to Tony Stark if he never changed his ways and he still did the creating the the weapons of the war and stuff. He would have become Doctor Doom, and that's lazy fucking writing. It's lazy.
True.
Bring him back as Iron Man. Bring him back as Tony Stark. It's easy. He could be a variant of himself, but not fucking Doctor Doom. And now we know. Now we know that Spider-Man. Now we know Spider-Man 4 is going to happen. And he's going to get the symbiote in between. This is going to be in between the two Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you want to know what's another crazy part is? Like, for a company that preaches a lot of diversity, they don't want to give the black man his own movie, but they'll race swap Captain African American with what's it called, with Steve Rogers or whatever. Yep. Yeah, and you know what, they race swap
that worked in comics, didn't it? They had to get Steve Rogers to come back, and they changed him. They made him a fucking Hydra agent, and then they had to change that shit again. Yeah, that shit worked. Way to go, Marvel. Marvel.
No. You want to know what's the funny part? Like, Falcon is race swap too. Like, it's gonna be a Mexican dude that's playing Falcon now, or whatever. You got a race swap for the race swap. So
yeah, and Bucky's going to be in the fucking Thunderbolts movie. Oh, wait till you do the review.
Oh,
on that
it's
shit.
so
wait till my rant on that.
Dumb.
Dude, it's going to be the Thunderbolts without Thunderbolt Ross. Go figure, right?
I don't care. I don't care enough, man. Like, that's what I said. I only care about like Daredevil, however. That's it. Like, and maybe the X-Men, but I still don't think they're gonna get that right. I'm ready for a race swap for Jean Grey or like Rogue. There's gonna be. They ain't gonna have two redheads. I'm already calling it right now. So,
what would you do if they made Storm into a chink?
I don't think they will ever do it. I don't think they have the balls enough to do it.
Dude, they're gonna make Storm a trans. Mark my words, they're gonna make Storm a trans. Watching this.
I don't think they have the balls to do that. She's probably gonna be. She's probably gonna be a mixed breed woman again.
I'm still waiting.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Malty. Go ahead.
No, you first.
I'm still waiting to see them race swap Tarzan.
It's never gonna happen.
Because he lives with monkeys. They can't make him look like one of them.
Oh
it's not going to happen.
I already told my friend, like, if they ever do that, like, then I will like bend the knee to Disney, saying like, okay, you guys win, you guys do, all right, you win and everything. Like, you got my props now, you got my respect. You did something that I think that you'll never do it, but they did it.
Did it.
Oh man, but
So,
yeah,
what was you gonna say, Malty?
Well, I was just going to go back to the Crease things. I feel like what they should be doing, I know everybody on the fucking planet has been saying this, at least within our sphere of the internet. They should stop trying to race swap shit and instead use there's already fully
Established.
produced stories that are out there and that have fan bases. If you want a fan base that's already cooked in, there's plenty of shit out there. All you have to do is do it faithfully if you want to bring it to the live stream between DC and Marvel. And also, there's other like Dark Horse Comics, and there's other production companies where you could just buy the rights to the single character that has a big following, and you could do it that way if you specifically wanted just, like a black superhero, a black protagonist, or an Asian, or I mean, if you want a non-binary one, Dragon Age the Veilguard just came out today. Go buy it. You can show it the burn pile because autumn's finally here, so it's going to start cooling down. You're going to need something to keep you warm through this absolutely ice cold winter, but my rage will keep me hot enough, so I don't have to buy that fucking piece of shit.
Well, see, that's the reason. That's the reason why from Iron Man up to Endgame was so good. They fucking cared about what the products they were putting out. And after, to me, I'm gonna ask you this, Multi, because we haven't talked about this. I noticed that after Stan Lee died is when Marvel went to shit.
Yep. The same with the Lord of the Rings when Tolkien died.
I mean that, and also they kicked out Art Perlmutter, the dude that actually wants to make money and actually wants to put out good products out there. Like him and Kevin Feige. Even though I kept on telling everybody, listen, you may not like Ike Perlmutter or whatever, but him and Kevin Feige actually made a great team with each other. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, because they couldn't stand each other, but they made a great duo because Ike Perlmutter knew how to promote and make money, and Kevin Feige just knew how to like somewhat create or whatever. But then also Kevin Feige had like Joss Whedon, James Gunn, and the Russo brothers to help him out too. So it was one big old team through those first three phases, and now it's just I don't see Kevin Feige repeating the same thing over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Phantom, do you want to talk, because I have a specific point to that?
Yeah. So if Mike Perlmutter, he was a toy guy, and he wanted to make the movies based on the toys that were selling at the time. He wanted to make a damn Black Panther movie. What? Right around the time, right
before
after
the Blade Man.
Blade.
Blade.
Around fucking Blade and stuff. Right? He was going off toy sales and comic book sales. All right, what's the biggest thing right now? X, Y, and Z. Let's make movies about X, Y, and Z. Kevin Feige didn't want that. All right, go ahead, Malty.
Go ahead, Malty.
All right, so here's a big okay, so with like Perlmutter and Kevin Feige, you need a system of checks and balances. A lot of the best working teams that get the most done don't actually like themselves, but they know their roles, they stay in their roles, and that's where the magic is made. Also, I just want to go back. The phase 1 and phase 2 of Marvel, the Marvel universe or cinematic universe as well, was all planned and thought out. Think about the first 5 or 6 movies from Pixar. They were all thought out by the originals, and they were just like, okay, we had long discussions around coffee tables and around dinner tables in restaurants when we came up with fully fledged movies. Now, what happened after they had produced and made all those movies and done all that innovation? Well, they kind of fell off for a little while. They had a couple of hits. Inside Out came back a little bit, but you all also had, did anybody ever hear of The Good Dinosaur? No, it just fell under the rug. After Up, which was the last one that was a part of that original meeting, and also John Lasseter leading before the acquisition from Disney again. But Pixar fell the fuck off for a long time. Same thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, once the actual thought process and things that had been planned off were accomplished, then they had to try to like bring the Joss Whedon style into it. Well, that seemed to work, and we don't have anything else planned, so just bring the same guy back to do the same shit again. And it wasn't fresh anymore. It soon became kitsch and old, and then that's what started falling off with the audiences.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I mean, that's just the thing. Back, you should bring in new talent, new blood. I mean, that's how Hollywood used to be. I've said this a million times. Hollywood killed Hollywood, hands down. It killed itself.
On that,
back in the day, you didn't hear actors' politics, who they were going to vote for, who they going to care for. When activism became the main part of fucking Hollywood, it died. It died. 100%. It died on that day when you have Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr. and all them come out, supporting Hillary. That's the day Hollywood died.
Yeah. On that, and then we can just move on to the next subject with the Penguin, which is going to be like small. I could do a quick review on that. I told you this, Malty, and I told you this, Phantom, and I told you this pretty much, Sophie, like in the GCA all the time. I said, like the thing about what happened to Hollywood is like they don't have the understudy anymore. There's too many people that don't want to learn anymore. Like Kevin Feige doesn't have an understudy. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have an understudy. James Gunn don't have an understudy. Like none of these producers have understudies to pass down the knowledge or whatever. Hell, like they had to bring back old animation artists to do 2D Disney cartoons because like none of them didn't know how to draw anymore because and that I think that's also a main thing. Like no one doesn't want to be an understudy anymore. It's all about me, and it's not about the audience. It's not about telling stories and entertaining people. It's about I need to put my legacy out there. I need to do this for my legacy. It's like, dude, you don't get the magic. You just don't. And you probably will never, ever get it. So.
Yeah, instant gratification and no longer about the art. Walt Disney hand drew a lot of... I mean, he does steamboat Willie himself, but he hand drew a lot of his first cartoons. And he was the artist and was like, this is kind of my style, but I'll hire other people who can kind of mimic it. And when you actually go back to those 2D, when everything was actually hand drawn and then later colorized and everything like that, you can tell different scenes were by different artists.
Yeah.
The art style change is just not enough where you know what you're seeing, but you could tell there was a different artist who did that entire scene.
Yeah.
They don't want that
for
anymore.
sure.
An algorithm they can plug into a computer and put their message into it.
Yeah. Well, I know one show that's doesn't have any messaging. It's like The Penguin, episode 6. I'll just say this, guys. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I mean, there's a lot of Batman Easter eggs in this one, Phantom, dude. Once it comes out on physical media, dude, me and you got to do a review on it, man, because there is so much stuff that's like related to Jason Todd. There's some stuff that it's like getting closer to like the city is going to full on gang war, man. Freaking Clancy Brown, aka Mr. Krabs, Lex Luthor is like, on like going crazy or whatever. I mean, and of course Christina Milian, the one that is playing Sophia. Not only is she fine, but she's taking over the show. And damn it, if she doesn't win an Emmy, I don't know what else to tell you, man. The thing has to be rigged because this is storytelling, okay? Storytelling is like that Soprano level, freaking Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy storytelling that we've been waiting for a long time, man. Damn it, it's so fucking good. Matt Reeves, you're cooking, man. You're cooking. So that's basically it, man. For the Penguin, man. I wish you guys were watching this so we could have a full-on discussion, man.
When does it end? When does it end?
Soon.
Next week. However,
all right. So
it's gonna be 8.
If the ending doesn't disappoint, I'll watch all of it. But
So one of the rumors is
I don't want to waste my time.
One of the rumors, there's a couple rumors about this, that we might get hints of Mr. Freeze and Batman might show up. That's the rumor.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about Mr. Freeze. However, like that's in the air, but I think Batman could show up, or his name has to be mentioned. I'll say
the
this.
dinosaurs.
The Ice Age. If they don't mention Batman in the series, even though the series is great, the quality of the show will kind of go down by a smidge, because you telling me out of all this stuff that's going down in Gotham City, Batman ain't like watching at all, or like, he's like somewhere doing vacation or whatever, or the league is chat. I don't, unless like they got to mention Batman at least once, or Vengeance as his nickname. That's all I asked. They don't even have to show him. I'm just saying maybe you can mention either Bruce Wayne or Batman, and then I'm good. But to say that Batman, you don't say Batman at all, I don't know. Like that'll kind of like make the show go down just a tad bit, not too much. So.
Well, they don't even have to have a reveal for Batman. You could just, they could just have a night shot where there's like, you could obviously see the cape in the moonlight on a rooftop or something like that. You wouldn't even have to cast the person. But maybe, towards the end of the show, I would kind of agree with you. You might want to see little snippets of it.
Yeah. You don't have to show him full out or whatever. I'm saying like, I told Phantom this, and I told other guys this in the GCA. I said, like, the way I would want to set it up is like, you still have the snow falling down, and you see Oz like looking through the window, and like you could just see Batman standing outside. Let them have fun.
Watching there.
But yeah,
like I'm watching you. This is Strike 2.
Yeah, basically just have Batman just like either like have Batman with his binoculars or whatever, or just see the cape, or hell, just even have the bat symbol in the sky, and I'm okay with that. But to sit here and say that Batman is nowhere to be found at all, I just don't believe it. That's just me. However, that's just me.
I think the best thing that they could do, especially playing off the bat signal, is just have that symbol somewhere like in cloudy and backlit moonlight, and you have clouds and you see a bat symbol, and it's not the symbol that Jim Gordon puts up or anything like that, but it just is reminiscent of a bat. That way you don't even have a character in a costume or like you CGI or anything like that. You just use light tricks.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I'll do it. Whew. Well, okay, we could go on to the next subject. We can talk about, it's the anniversary yesterday was the anniversary of George Lucas signing his life away. I mean, killing Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is dead.
That's pretty much
Sophie, how do you feel about that? Sophie, how do you feel about Star Wars dying? Like, I haven't heard Sophie talk in a while. What do you mean don't talk to me?
I'm sad.
I'm trying to get you in the conversation. What do you mean you sad?
Star Wars Theory put out a video about poor George.
That screenshot is great. The way it starts, he's just main mugging.
Oh man, 19.
It could have been good, but it's just like I liked Rogue One. I really liked it.
It's all right.
And then it just went like compared to all the trash since then. I don't know. I liked it. But
see,
then
Rogue One. I told people.
Stupid.
Okay.
Well, I like Clone Wars.
So with me with Rogue One, like I told everybody, like if Darth Vader doesn't appear, it's a 7, but when he does appear, it's an 8. That's how I feel about Rogue One.
You know that famous picture of George with Bob Iger. You can see the moment that George soul died in his eyes. The moment, the moment.
Here. Well, it's his thumbnail, but I don't think he shows it here.
I think you're scrubbing too
You could probably
fast.
just pull up a picture on Google.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can look at his
Yeah.
eyes. It's the moment. It's
Yeah,
the
just-
moment that he lost his soul.
Look at
Just
it says
thumbnail.
says
Open the
help.
thumbnail in another tab, and it'll come up as an image.
Like this? No, it won't.
Or if you want me to get it, I can.
You get it. Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, I have to say this much. I've talked about this before, and Chris actually does agree with me. You know the reason why George sold it to Disney was
you
because
said that
of
like
the
he never agrees with you.
he sold it because of the OG fans going after him about the prequels. That's the reason why he sold it to Disney. And
It's Mo's fault. It's Mo's fault.
Yeah.
It's Mo's.
So the only time that you should blame the fans or blaming them going after George because of the prequels. Because of that, we got Disney Star Wars. That's the only thing I can blame the fans for was doing that. Everything else we've been spot on of the anger, the criticism towards Disney. You know, if the fans would have been more open minded to the prequels, which
sorry.
I love the prequels. I think the prequels were necessary to see from Vader from him being a slave on Tatooine to the moment he fell. We needed that. We honestly needed that because now we know now we know what caused his redemption arc. We knew why Luke did his best to save his father. Without the prequels, we wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you need to see a story arc. What drives someone to become that despicable of a person? How they, had hope, succumbed to the failure, became the ultimate failure, and then later needs that redemption from the only thing that can save him, the only thing that he might possibly love, which is the blood of his blood, because the only thing he actually did love and was allowed to love was Padme. And this is the only remnant left of her is Luke and Leia. And so that's the only reason why he's allowing himself to be redeemed. But it takes so much from Luke himself, who didn't even know. The story is just so convoluted in the best way possible. And it deals with actual fucking human themes. That's what makes it timeless.
Yeah.
They've forgotten all this shit and all the other stuff, and it's just immediate payoff.
That's the reason. That's the reason why the damn sequels are fucking dog shit awful. They completely threw the canon out to make their own Star Wars and then when the fans are like, "Hey, this is not how this works. You're racist. You're homophobic. You're all that fucking bullshit."
On that, bro, I went to SpaceCon like last week, and shout out to the GCA, shout out to Riververse, shout out to G&G, Neurotic, everybody. Y'all was hella cool in San Antonio. But like I was talking to other fans in lines, and dude, the majority of Star Wars fans that were in line said they could not stand Disney Star Wars. They couldn't stand it. They hated it. Like they despise it. They don't like it or whatever. Like just random people. Just like, hey man, what you think about Disney Star Wars? Oh God, man, do we have to bring those up? Like or oh man, like there were some they tried, but it just wasn't good enough. Or they'll say that they liked it, some things, some elements from like The Mandalorian or like Rise of Scott. Ugh. I don't know why people like Rise of Skywalker, but hell, okay, whatever.
I
But you get what I'm saying?
Colors.
Yeah, like
Well, so
colors.
I've
so
talked about this
stupid.
before. I've talked this before. I believe that what we got with the Rise of Skywalker was not what they originally was going to do, because they had to throw out the script when Carrie Fisher died. Because from my understanding, in that movie, she is the one that redeems Ben, brings him back to the light, not Rey, like it came. It was Leia that did it, and it's kind of stupid that they did it that way. Now, I've seen all 3 movies. They're fucking dog shit awful. Go watch the fan films. Somebody took the end scene where Rey's supposed to goes against Palpatine. Oh yeah, it's her grandfather. God, that was fucking lazy. Somehow Palpatine came back. That's the only thing I remember from the fucking movie. But they actually
They fly now.
They actually had Anakin's Force Ghost show up and fight Palpatine and destroy him instead of Rey, and it actually looked better because all the fucking Jedi showed up behind him as Force Ghosts and it helped the Anakin win.
Oh, that's still fucking gay as shit. No.
Yeah, just the fact that Palpatine returns, that destroys the complete story. Yeah, exactly.
He won. All the Skywalkers are dead. All the Skywalkers are dead.
Yeah.
The thing is with
I don't know.
J.J. Abrams' mystery boxes and everything, I don't think what they should have done. George Lucas fucking wrote outlines for the entire trilogy. They threw it all in the trash can right at that picture that we posted, where he signed it over.
It's just copy the homework.
It was in that same meeting. That was like, yeah, well, now that we have the rights, we're not really using your shit. We're gonna go a different.
So, dude, just copy the homework. Like, you have an easy A, but you just want to do your own thing. Wow, man, you are dumb and you deserve to fail.
If they didn't like throw it into a furnace or something like that, and then JJ, who basically just made Memberberry Awakens for The Force Awakens. It was basically
Memberberry Awakens.
Fucks up Han Solo's arc. It just makes him an old decrepit, I don't know, womanizer again, if you could even call it that. And then they have Ryan Cryan Johnson always talking about his dick and us man babies because we didn't like that he completely killed Luke Skywalker as well. But maybe he was on to something because Mark Hamill killed Luke Skywalker in real life. I just pulled a boss ass on y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Maybe,
you know what?
That shit. And then there's absolutely no way you could save the story once it had gone that fucking far.
You know what, Malty? If you look at Han's character in fucking Force Awakens, he just took it over to fucking Indiana Jones. It's the same fucking character.
He doesn't give a shit anymore, man, and I don't blame him.
Dude, like all 3 of the major actors for those movies don't even care about Disney Star Wars anymore. Daisy Ridley doesn't care, like, because when you ask her about the Disney Star Wars movies, she kind of puts on that front of, oh, you think those things are good? Oh, yeah. They were fun doing. That's what she does. And then like freaking John Boyega, he's like mad because he was supposed to be the star, and like Kathleen Kennedy lied to him. And then like Oscar Isaac, he doesn't care. He just said like, will you ever come back to Star Wars? Only if I need another house. I was like, damn.
Yeah, for real. Well, with the Force Awakens, Daisy almost got fired because JJ was like, this bitch can't act. Like, she's horrible. I won't work with her again. And we can tell, like, all right, she seems like a very bubbly, sweet girl.
She sounds like a good person.
I like their chemistry.
Wrong, she's not a good actor.
Yeah, like their chemistry in Force Awakens was good. I liked them. And then, well, like we said, The Last Jedi, yeah, puts everything into perspective.
That Force kiss.
Also,
no pun intended. The Force kiss.
So, she was in a movie with Tom Holland between I think it's either right after Rise of Skywalker where she crash lands on Earth and they can like
all
you
the
can hear
guys
their thought. Yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
failed. That movie failed.
Waking Chaos
Mhm.
or Walking Chaos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot
it
I
failed.
forgot about Adam Driver too. Adam Driver wasted his time in those movies. He was the one that was saving those movies, to be honest with you.
I didn't like his character. I don't know this obsession for Kylo. I don't like him.
Agreed. I thought he did a horrible job as Kylo Ren.
Really? Like a lot of people love him.
I don't like him at all. I don't like his character at all. I mean, I think he's a good actor, but I just don't like his character.
I thought he was the saving grace of the movies because I didn't care about anybody else in there.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The only two characters that I liked and really were like invested was Poe and Finn.
Yeah.
Was Poe and Finn.
Yeah.
The two best
Everybody
goddamn the two best goddamn characters in the sequels.
I love
and they
Poe.
were and they were like they became bitches. Oh, the Holdo maneuver and
oh my god.
Ray, shut the oh my god.
They wanted them to, for some reason, like the weirdos out there really wanted them to be a gay couple. They wanted them to be a gay couple so badly. I'm like, can bros just be bros, man?
It's not possible.
It's like, can bros be bros?
Got to fuck. You have to fuck, or else, what are you doing over here?
I mean, it's the same thing how I felt about Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Like, they can't be just friends anymore. Like, they don't have to have an attraction for one another. Can they just all be friends? Like, I guess not. Yeah.
Yeah,
and they retconned
that like Carlo.
They retconned Poe's.
I think Adam Driver is I think he's a pretty damn good actor whenever he wants to be. And for that reason, I didn't like Kylo Ren because I feel like he was told to imitate Hayden Christensen's version
Darth Vader
from the prequels.
Yeah.
And that's why he just tried to be kind of petulant, moody kind of person. And it didn't work because he has more charisma than that.
Yeah.
And he's got the acting chops to give more charisma.
Dude, Kylo Ren was
that's why I told my friends.
Vader. Hands down, he's a Dollar Tree.
That's why I told my friends. I told my friends, like, that's why Adam Driver probably didn't do the Fantastic Four movie or whatever, because he was like mad at Disney or whatever. It's like, I mean, he probably outpriced himself because he could have been Mr. Fantastic or whatever, but I think he wanted too much money to do it or whatever.
He would have been a good Doctor Doom. Fuck being Reed Richards. He would have been a better Doctor Doom than having Robert Downey Jr. come back to the fucking be the character.
I think he wanted to be a hero, though.
I still stand by John Krasinski as Reed Richards. That was just a fucking amazing casting choice. That was immediately
that's good.
Wasted.
Pedro is not a good guy.
All you gotta say is they made him into spaghetti.
They did.
Mom spaghetti.
They did spaghetti too and turned him into linguine.
And don't get me started when they did the Black Bolt. He's supposed Reed Richards is the smartest man in Marvel, but yeah, he tells Wanda if Black Bolt talks, he'll disintegrate you. If he opens his mouth, what mouth?
Yeah, it's like, oh no, it's like the first time I saw it, I felt like I was distracted by the cameos. I was like, oh my god. The second time I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Oh my god. Kylo Ren is Emo Vader from 2.
and I just tore up my fucking headphones.
I can agree with that.
I'm sorry, dude. Like,
I did not.
Yeah, the more you watch when you watch Disney Star Wars, the more you just get depressed. So that's why I just don't watch Disney Star Wars anymore. I just kind of make fun of it. So like, what's the new one? What's the new product that they're about to put out? Skeleton Crew, basically the Goonies and meets Star Wars, meets Back to the Future, some type of thing.
It actually looks decent. I might give it a chance.
I what?
I might give it a chance.
Speaking of, the weirdos like really want like us, like to attack the kids because they want to make a point. It's like no, because they're like,
Why?
oh,
Don't do.
protect the kids, protect the kids, and I was like, you protect the kids. Like, you're selling them to Hollywood. Like, what the heck?
I don't know, man. People are weirdo, but you know. All right, we could talk about our final subject. Since it is the spirit of Hallows Eve or whatever, we could talk horror movies. Like, Malty, what got you into horror, my guy? Like, since you're our guest, like, what makes you love horror so much?
Blood. Okay.
Okay.
So, quite honestly,
I'm gonna be like my students. Okay, could you explain? Could you give your
Hey guys,
reasons?
horror movies.
Expand?
Horror movies.
Oh Lord. Oh dear God. Those are horrible. Horrible.
Horror movie that I ever watched. I've always had kind of like a dark and twisted mind. It just comes with the imagination, and for some reason, yes, I am attracted to like dark tones. I mean, I wear black all the time and look like an emo kid. Still listen to emo and like heavy dark metal music. And the gorier the better. I'll just watch really twisted stuff because throughout all that, it not only gives me ideas, but I also know how to separate that from real life. And I think a lot of people can't. Maybe that's why they can't handle horror movies. But you see, one of my favorite underrated. I was actually going to do like a top 10 not talked about horror movies for this year because everyone talks about Exorcist and Friday the 13th Part 2 and Halloween.
He's like, you guys are all normies.
I was like, what about the
you
ones
normie?
that are actually fucking good that you haven't heard of, like funny games, like Silent Hill on this side, like Pyramid Head. That is a slept-on movie. Silent Hill 2 fucking sucks. Don't watch it. It will ruin everything.
First one was awesome. The first one was fucking awesome.
Silent Hill in 2006 was fucking great. So, I don't know. I also like the designs. Like creature effects, like look at the designs of the monsters in Silent Hill, like with Pyramid Head, and you go off into stuff like The Thing from John Carpenter, and just all the artistry that goes into it. I guess it gets the left side of my brain like really pumping, so that's why I love horror so much.
I mean, like Human Centipede.
Okay.
Human Centipede was a good body horror movie.
No, it wasn't, but second one was better than the first. However.
The fact that you guys were just talking about this, I'm like, huh?
As far as the idea, I think it should have been a one pump dump.
Well, I mean, when it comes to horror movies, people always go to, like Malty said, Halloween. They go to Friday the 13th. They go to Nightmare on Elm Street. They go to the safe horror movies, right? And you gotta look at the downfall of those two franchises. They made them into comedies. They literally
go watch
made
a
them
Serbian
into
film. If you haven't seen a Serbian film, go watch that, and then it's actually very well shot. I'm not going to spoil anything. However, it is banned in a lot of countries, so nothing is off limits. It's extremely graphic in a lot of different ways. But that is a horror, disturbing movie that will fuck you up if you're not ready for it. Or Solo,
Yeah, I mean,
$180 a Sodom.
I mean, if you look at Saw, Saw went the same way. You know, Saw it fell off, and it was actually it started off really strong, and then the last one came out a few years ago, and it was like I didn't even know it existed till I saw on YouTube somebody talking about it. I'm like, wow.
So I mean, I could chime in on this one a little bit. So like, I was talking to my friends yesterday or wherever, and like a lot of people are talking about the Terrifier franchise and how it's coming up or whatever. Like it's a new horror thing or whatever. To me, like I watched both of them so far. I watched the first two. Like they're not necessarily scary to me, but they're really brutal or whatever. But like I wasn't like, phased or whatever. I wasn't scared enough, if that makes sense. How do you guys feel about the Terrifier series or whatever? What do you guys think?
I like it.
Horror doesn't have to be scary, give you the Hebrew Jeebrews. That's not necessarily what it's about. It's about something that like takes you out of your comfort zone. And yes, the Terrifier movies, I actually love them. Like, do I feel much suspense? No, but it's all about the prosthetics, the practical effects, the blood, the gore, the like. How far will they take it? How far can they get away with taking it? And like the kills, you want an iconic kill. Everyone does. And my favorite kill from the Terrifier series through all three happens in the first one. And everybody knows what that is when you the girl. The girl.
Yeah.
Well, see,
that was just like, oh my God, they're going there. All right. Fuck yeah, bring it on.
What makes a good horror movie? You gotta have a horror movie that fucks with your head. Literally will fuck with your head. You know.
Okay, then I guess that'll be Exorcist for me because I've never been back.
Here's a good horror movie. John Carpenter's Vampires was a good horror movie, hands down, a good horror movie. Good vampire movie.
Guillermo del Toro's Kronos. That's a good one.
Pan's Labyrinth was a horror movie.
That was,
I remember seeing that.
But you got to think though, you know, one of the oddest horror movies ever made was the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's a horror movie.
Yeah,
the Oompa Loompas are weird.
You know that fucked with you as a kid.
That's like a fever dream.
Well, yeah, you ain't even getting on that boat.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory is just a live version of the Divine Comedy. Playing out. It's the story of Dante going through the Inferno. Yep. And a lot of people don't realize that. You read Dante's Inferno, watch Willy Wonka. It's the same fucking story.
Phantom, you just blew my mind.
Did you not know that, Sophie?
I didn't know that. I love Dante's Inferno.
Now
I gotta watch it. I don't like.
Hey Sophie, you do know they made an anime movie out of that, right? Out of the video game.
Yes,
they what?
Did. That's a good one too. Yeah, the Dante's Inferno video game. They actually made an anime movie mashed up between different artists, and it's really fucking good. It's really
that's really good.
The game was good. You ever played the game, Malty? Did you ever play it?
Oh hell yeah, I've got that game. I've played it so many times.
Dude, I have it on my Xbox. I can upload anytime, man. I love that, especially the Cleopatra part. How disturbing she fucking was in that game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
let me just tell you. Go ahead, Malty.
My comment would be minuscule. Go ahead, man. What are you gonna say?
Just the scene of her and her boobs. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Talk about boobs, but yes. Dude.
Boobs. Who doesn't like titties?
You ever get a chance? Just look it up. Just look it up. Dante's Inferno, Cleopatra, and you'll see how disturbing this fucking game was. It was so good.
Yeah, it didn't shy away from it. I loved not only reading like Paradise Lost from John Milton and like Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy, and everything like that. I love that kind of like almost like Catholic lore because it does go through like limbo and like the circles of hell. But it's so ripe for horror and all the different crazy machinations that you could do that are things that we struggle with. They're basically the deadly sins, but that we struggle with in our own day-to-day lives and how they are interpreted in a grotesque way. It makes for great horror.
That's the reason. That's the reason why a lot.
But okay, go ahead.
That's the reason why a lot of horror movies work that have religious undertones to it, like End of Days with Schwarzenegger, or you'd have The Omen. You would have stuff that was based around that. I mean, what the Seven Seals was a good horror movie. And it's like, yeah.
With Johnny Depp and Frank Langella.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. Oh, so I want to just ask y'all. Okay, so you can't say The Exorcist. What is your favorite demonic possession movie?
Well, I haven't
Paranormal
watched it.
Activity.
Maybe not your
Constantine.
favorite. One of the best, because we all know The Exorcist is the best.
I haven't seen it.
I said
don't watch
Paranormal
horror
Activity.
films.
I don't watch a whole bunch, but
That's
Paranormal
hard.
Activity actually kind of
That's
I
a
can't
hard
sleep when I
one.
watch that one.
That's a hard one because there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones for me.
But just go off the top of your head that aren't like one of the go-tos everyone says.
I can't remember the name of it, but is it human possession or vehicles or stuff like that, or is it just?
Oh no,
human
I was just talking
possession?
about demonic possession. Like you need
Oh,
an
the car.
exorcism, something like that.
The car, the from the
Christine?
1970s, the car, the black car that Satan was literally controlling. He was driving it.
You mean
He was possessed.
Stephen King's Christine? Because that was a
Yeah.
red car. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's Josh Brolin's dad's in it, and this car's terrorizing this town. It's just called the car. And one of the coolest scenes is the car's driving to this house. It literally jumps to the house and just kills the woman, leaves the hole, but kills the woman standing there. That movie is so fun. Stephen King took inspiration for Christine from that movie. It's actually a real good movie.
All right. Yeah, I haven't seen the original, so it's gonna have to be something I check out. Sophie, what's your answer?
No, I don't know because I haven't watched. I don't like horror films. Demonic possession.
There's tons of them out there.
Yeah, but I haven't watched them. And
Okay.
that's why I'm like Constantine. I'll give it Constantine.
Okay, Keanu Reeves, Constantine. That's a fucking good movie.
I love it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It also has my Hollywood crush in it too, so I can't get mad about that. But as far as I guess underrated or overlooked demonic possession / exorcism movie, The Rite with Anthony Hopkins, I think I get slept on. I think it actually was a really good portrayal of kind of like the freaky parts and how, especially with Anthony Hopkins acting, you don't really know when he's turning, if not he's turning, and then when he does turn and goes crazy, you're just like, all right, shit just got real honky.
I mean,
I like more thrillers than horror. Like The Others with Nicole Kidman. I love that film.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like Silence of the Lambs.
Well, that's a good psychological horror movie.
Yeah.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
Which Mo
Silence
stars
of the
in.
Lambs?
You guys do know that Mo was Buffalo Bill, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Look at Malty.
Yeah.
He knows what
I think that's a meme that I haven't seen.
I don't get it.
He is Buffalo Bill.
I mean,
No, the last horror film that I saw that I kind of liked, except for one scene because it involves a cat, was The Collector.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
I actually like the premise of that because it's like the main character, right? He's just like barely escaping notice until the very end. But the scene with the cat, I'm like, nope.
I like Arachnophobia. That one's pretty funny.
You know
it's not scary, but it's funny.
One really good horror movie is The Dead Zone. The Dead Zone was a good horror movie. It was a good horror movie.
Do you remember the TV show The Dead Zone? Did that have anything to do with the movie? Because that was like fucking probably late 90s, I'm assuming.
It was like a retelling of the movie, but with the less of the guy taking the scissors and jabbing them through his throat, his mouth and shit. And basically, it's the same premise, but it's just a TV version of it. Which I mean, the original movie was pretty damn good.
if we could get away with one horror movie franchise, you get one shot. I wouldn't say as a reboot, but just as a modern update. Oh God, I shouldn't say that. That's cursed. But just like an update.
You said a
on
bad word.
An update on
Bad,
like
Malty,
the
bad.
technique, and like it's going to look better. What horror franchise would you want to see one more movie from?
They Live.
Gotcha. Mine would be Phantasm.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, dude, I remember seeing Phantasm as a kid. The tall man and those orbs.
Hell yes,
Scary
bring back
fucking shit.
Tall Man and little eye gouging balls and orbs and like the shit that happens in.
I know.
Dude, the one movie
I know
that
this is a
terrified me
normie
as a
answer.
kid, the one that terrified me the most is John Carpenter's The Thing. That movie terrified me as a kid. It still does.
They did do a reboot of fucking.
If you're asking like one, you're saying like a movie back in the day that it should get like an updated version and could do 100% better, like just like minus all the other ones. I will have to. I know it's a normie answer, but like I want to see like at least one more good Halloween movie, and I don't want to see nothing from that franchise ever again. But give me one more because Halloween Ends cannot end like that. I didn't like Halloween Ends. We cannot. Mikey can't go out like that. Mikey cannot go out like that. I hate Halloween Ends. I despise it. Like just want to get it. Like give me one more, just one more chance, one more.
Dude,
that's all I have.
How much did Hoodie pay you? I don't think they could. I think they've sucked Halloween dry. They've sucked Michael Myers.
Well, they need to stop using Laurie. I'm just saying, like, use somebody different.
Tasted, and he just kept going back for it.
Dude, it died for me when they showed Michael's fucking face.
Yeah,
he was a decrepit old man. It died. It fucking died. You can't do that. Michael Myers is the fucking boogeyman. You're not supposed to know what he fucking looks like. It's like Master Chief. Master Chief doesn't take his helmet off. They did that in TV series. It failed. Fucking Michael Myers, you're not supposed to know what he looks like. You've seen him as a kid. You're not supposed to see him as a fucking adult. That completely destroys the mystique of the fucking character. Hands down.
But that's my thing. I know it's a normie answer, but like I just want to see one more good. I didn't like Halloween Ends. I didn't like how it ended. Like I think it should have done Halloween Ends. Horrible.
They definitely. At least Michael Myers has a lot of good movies underneath that franchise. There's a lot of misses, but there's a lot of hits.
I know.
Whenever you have that many movies.
Yeah.
So,
I
mean,
what?
I mean, I think out of the original series, Season of the Witch is like the only one I don't like. Of the original movie, Season of the Witch is the one I don't like because Michael Myers is not even in the fucking movie.
Yeah, that one shouldn't even count. That's 5-1. That's I'd have to look it up. That's number 5, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Number 3.
4 or 5. It's retarded.
Would The Purge count as horror films?
No.
Season of the Witch is number 3.
Oh, fuck that shit.
No, the Purge is more like it's social. It's like social construct. It's like social experiment. It's not a horror movie. Candyman's a good horror movie.
I would say if you wanted to say that The Purge is a horror movie, you'd have to say District 9 is a horror movie. Right? They're violent in certain areas. I would call them more suspense thrillers or action thrillers, but you can define horror however the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Was it violent on your senses is basically how I would define horror. Whether it be fuck with your brain, makes you cringe, shudder, or...
Malty, I want to ask you this. Do you think making a horror movie ultraviolet is key for it to be good, or be like more psychological, where you don't know the killer. You like a lot of the deaths are off screen, or you see the person, like the original Friday the 13th. How we never saw the killer till the very end. Because I know there's a lot of movies that are good. They're good horror movies that are violent. Like VHS that we watched that you showed us the other day. It's like, do you think that a lot of horror movies that are ultra violent are good, or could that take away from the aspect of the movie?
Isn't that gore?
Well, as with everything in art, you need to have balance. Ultra violence for the sake of ultra violence, and then you get shit like Poultrygeist, where it's just like they're literally just throwing all caution to the wind and just throwing whatever the fuck they have at the screen. Obviously, you need balance. A lot of people, if you want to see ultra violent stuff, there are few and far between that actually stay in the zeitgeist because of that exact reason. So you need to have something else, whether you care about the characters, whether they're shot in great locations with great camera work, whether there's some kind of story somewhere that keeps you intrigued. While, I mean, let's just go to Evil Dead. And the camera work that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell did on the first one and the second one, they were pioneering stuff with like a shoestring budget, basically like in college themselves. And now we see that like extra sped up shot that goes straight through the woods. Yeah, all they did, they walked that entire thing for a long ass time and sped it up in post. But then you were using like pea soup pudding and stuff for vomit and like all the effects that they did. It was ultra violent at the time, but you cared about the characters. It was campy, yet it was fun, yet it was gory, yet it was scary all at the same time. You had a mishmash of all of it. So you can lean towards one aspect more than the other and still be fuck, I lost that word. Successful. But no, there is. I don't think that you necessarily need to preclude anything in order to make a good horror movie. It doesn't have to be strictly ultra violent. It doesn't have to be, I'm gonna shit in my pants every time. I fucking hate jump scares, but yet they have their place as long as they're used sparingly and in the right times. For everything, there's a season, and I'm going way too long, so I'm gonna shut up.
Well,
that's why they divide them, right? Like you got slashers, you've got more gory, you've got like the psychological thrillers. That's why,
Well, see, you have to look at, so like the original Friday the 13th was more a psychological movie than anything. I mean, it didn't become a horror movie until Jason was introduced in the second movie. Because it was just, spoilers for over nearly a 50-year-old movie, but Jason's mom was the original killer.
Yep.
And, like, so even like Friday, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, really the first female kill is like the bloodiest one next to Johnny Depp's at the end of the movie, right? And you don't even see his death. You just see the aftermath of it. But, like myself, when it comes to like certain movies, like John Carpenter's The Thing John Carpenter's Thing's more like a body horror type movie.
Why would you want to do that, Wayfair? This is disgusting.
Fucking Wayfair is a sick bastard. Love him for it.
Doesn't he?
Well, I mean, there's
this comes from you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's your fault.
Oh my god, why?
That's Mo Trejo.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you do this? This is evil even for you,
funny.
Phantom. That was evil.
It was fucking funny. I made Malty and fucking Ernest P. Roll, and he's on the fucking as Ernest on the damn thumbnail tonight. But I mean, if you look at the progression of horror movies from the black and white era up until now, if you think like up to the 60s, we had horror movies that were like campy. You had the original thing was just a guy in a green suit. But then when you moved into the 70s, the late 60s into the 70s is when they turned it up a notch. When you had more movies that were
giallos.
yeah. Because I mean, look at one of the biggest movies of the 70s and the late 60s, early 70s. You know, Cannibal Holocaust. That was so good, people believed it really fucking happened. They really believed it fucking happened.
He had to go to court over it because he also made the actors sign that they couldn't do any press release or talk to anyone until the movie release. So people thought they were actually dead, and also that got the animal rights people because they actually were killing the animals on the screen.
Son of a bitch!
Giant tortoise in there, and then some other things that get just hacked to pieces. That was all real.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. It was literally a snuff film. They made a snuff film, and they disguised it as a horror movie. Basically, it was a snuff film all the way through.
It's fucking brutal too. Like there's the R word that rhymes with grape, with muddy sticks, and there's all kinds of other stuff in there. There's cannibalism. Well, obviously it's in the name, but yeah, they don't play around with niceties in that.
Which one? Which film?
Cannibal Holocaust.
The director is Ruggero Deodato. I know that's how it looks phonetically. That's how it's spelled.
And the thing about that, the one thing about that movie that people really remembers is it was the court case. I've seen the movie. The movie made me throw up. That's how good it was. But then it's like you go back and you read the fucking him. They tried to get him for murder. Literally tried to get him convicted of murder, and he's like, they're alive, and they start bringing all the actors in. Hey, I'm here. I'm alive. It was just
they had to be subpoenaed to court in order for him. Otherwise, he was getting the death sentence. Just for
it's like it was like the first found footage film. It's the first. It is the first. And then probably the other one that's more well known is the Blair Witch Project, right? But then
that's probably the most well known one besides that and Paranormal Activity and that kind of shit. But
yeah. Well, I mean, Cloverfield was a found footage movie, but it is what it is. But if you look at it, Blair Witch is like number one. Number two is Cannibal Holocaust because they're talking the same thing. One is absolutely fucking disturbing. The other one is just
Yeah, for sure.
A lot for grave encounters.
Well,
we forgot another one.
Well.
Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers 1 was a good horror movie.
True.
Then they fell off.
That's what happens with a lot of them. Like, you get a good premise, like The Ring, like especially the American version of The Ring. I mean, the Gordon Verbinski's version. I was like, man, it's a fucking good movie. And then The Ring 2 was passed off to other people, even though they got the same lead actress and the little squirvy kid. I was like, golly, that fucking sucked. And then they still went off on sequels, so I guess it did well enough in the box office.
Well, look at Final Destination.
Yeah.
Final Destination started off really good and just went. It's the sequel.
The first two were fucking fire.
Yeah. But then you also you had I was thinking of another one. Candyman. Candyman, the first Candyman game, the first Man movie was really good, and it's like, okay, Malty, do you think that certain horror movies should be a one-off and never touch with sequels?
Yes, all the time.
I mean,
not everything has to have a sequel. Like, if you tell a complete story, you don't need a fucking stinger at the end.
Well, I think, for
okay
example,
it's just like every other franchise.
It's
for
okay
example,
to
the
kill off every
collector.
single person and not have a final girl. Totally fine.
The collector one, I think, has a sequel, but I like the ending of it because the ending is what like just made like your skin crawl. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the collector part 2 is called The Collection. It is out there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's the reason why John Carpenter's The Thing was so good. It was a one and done, and then they just like they had to make a remake. That's another thing. Don't make remakes of movies, established movies. Make new shit. Make new fucking shit. Look at Saw. There was never a movie like that ever, and they made it, and it was really good till it fell off. And it's like, make your own new IEP. I mean, Cabin in the Woods was a good movie. You know, it's like,
but that's just the thing, man. Once they believe that they can make it a franchise, it's like I think it will always. Yeah, it will always happen, no matter what it is, man. Like it just suffers from that. Like there's no such thing as a one and done anymore. If they believe there could be money made out of it or whatever, but you know,
good example.
I think it's getting
the fucking Joker.
It's getting close.
The Joker, good example.
Yeah.
One and done.
Yeah, it always could have been
for sure.
Last thing, the only reason, because obviously there's an exception to every rule. I would normally agree with you. However, some things I would say need an update, and I'm actually excited for Nosferatu because we haven't seen that since it's the damn 30s, 1930s, almost 100 years old.
Yeah,
and the trailer, at least the first trailer that I saw, was like, all right, I'm down. You got me hooked.
Yeah,
it hasn't been bastardized to fucking hell yet, so let's see what you can do with it.
Yeah, we played the second trailer like a couple weeks ago, and I'm excited for it because it looks really and Willem Dafoe is going to be Van Helsing. He's Van Helsing in the fucking movie, and I'm like, let's go, let's fucking go.
A video on it. This isn't Ty West. Who's the director? Because you can tell in the cinematography without me looking it up. 22. So it is over 100 years now.
I don't know.
It's one of those A24 guys. Really good. I think he's the one that did The Witch or The Vavitch, however you pronounce it. But anyway, it looks good to me, and I'm definitely excited for an update on Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Have you seen that that werewolf movie? It was Operation something. It's based like a World War II thing with werewolves that we just played it like a few weeks ago. Operation Blood Hunt, which deals with werewolves, and the werewolf costumes remind me of the ones from Underworld. They look really good. They're practical costumes. They look really good. So now it's yes.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. It's like
military film.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is the point
go
of the
ahead and
show.
wrap it up. We don't want to hold it.
Yeah, this is the part of the show that we usually have recommendations. And I'll if you got anything you want to recommend, movie, music, whatever, this is the point that we do it. So we'll let Malty go first. He is our guest. So if you have any recommendations, go ahead.
Way to put me on the spot for things that I recommend. They
did the same thing with me.
Are we talking channels? Are we talking? What are we talking?
Anything.
Doesn't matter,
just
man.
Anything.
Recommend anything. Anything.
Well, now that she's married and has a kid and is doing stuff again, I highly recommend Shoe on Head with YouTube. She is a big YouTuber, but she took a lot of time off to start a family. And I just find I don't necessarily know everything, but she's goofy as fuck. And she makes fun of both sides, which is what I like to do too. Because if we take each other too seriously, we end up, falling into the same bubbles that that we accuse the other side of falling into. So I feel like it's a nice little breath of fresh air as far as everything else goes. If you haven't watched The Substance, it will take you on a fucking ride because it starts out like an art film, ends up an early Peter Jackson film, and it's fun the whole way through, and you get to see lots of boobs and ass.
What's the channel that you recommended?
Shoe on Head.
What was that guy she used to date back in the day? Was Iron Skeptic, right?
The Iron Skeptic, that's her husband.
Yeah. I remember he was part of that group that went with Sargon to fucking TwitchCon and fucking the day that fucking Nia Sarkeesian called him a garbage human. I remember that. I was around back then. That had to be the glorious fucking thing I ever seen. That was so fucking funny. I was hanging in those circles back in the day when, you know, Gamergate and shit came out. I was in those circles back then. That was funny as shit.
Oh man, that's wild.
Okay, so Kreese, what do you got for us this week?
Well, since it is Halloween and it's like one of the best things, and I'm gonna make a shout out to Vagabond because he probably knows this series right here. High School of the Dead. I promise you, this is not hentai. I promise you, it's not hentai. Promise you. High School of the Dead. Oh man, High School of the Dead is basically like Walking Dead with with zombies and like, you know, anime girls and freaking like badassery. So yeah, highly recommend it. English dub is amazing. Sub is really good, and the kills are really amazing too. And it's only 13 episodes, 12 episodes right here, and like OVA right here. So highly recommend it. We're probably never gonna get that second part to it, but yeah, High School of the Dead. That's my recommendations.
So Sophie, what you got? What you got for recommendations tonight? Could be anything.
Yeah, well,
we don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend books since we talked about Dante's Inferno, and you guys mentioned something connected to it as well.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, that. Thank you. I already repressed it. So I read this book. It's called The Dante Club. It's basically like a historical fiction where it's this group of scholars that are like studying the Divine Comedy, and at the same time there are murders happening around London, which are very similar to the punishments happening in Inferno. So they're trying to figure out what's going on, because not a lot of people know the Divine Comedy in this book. So it's like, one of us. It was really
One of us. All right, Phantom. What's your last thing? We gotta wrap it up, man.
So tonight, it's Halloween, and I am going to recommend probably one of my favorite anime horror movies of all time. Even though somebody said I'm not an anime fan, Vampire Hunter D: Bloodlust. Probably one of the best anime vampire horror movies of all time. It's very good. It's got violence in it. You know, it's a really good movie. It's got heart to it. You know, they haven't made another one to this, and they actually made a video game based on to this movie. Vampire. If you guys want to see it, it is on YouTube. A lot of stuff I recommend is free on YouTube.
One right here?
Yeah, original one was pretty good too. I like the original.
Yeah.
So if you guys go check it out, it is on YouTube. There's the Japanese and English dub versions on here. It's free to watch. A lot of stuff that I recommend is on YouTube, free to watch. So guys, go check it out. Vampire Hunter D: Bloodlust. A good 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, Hellsing is good. I recommended that the last time. Wayfair.
All right,
So, Monty, what you got coming up?
Yeah.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No, the person
Malty.
behind you.
No, because I got E,
What you
so
got?
I don't like Sophie or Malty.
I heard
Malty,
Sophie,
what you
but-
got coming up, my man?
No, ladies first.
Well, that's why you first. No, just kidding. No, I'm just working on my channel. I'm just working on my channel, trying to get stop being lazy and record something. I do want to stream soon, but let's see if my lazy ass will actually do it. Subscribe.
Hey.
All right, Malty, what you got coming up?
I make videos for the GCA. We also do Late and Gay every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern and Off the Hip at 9 o'clock Eastern on ABF's channel. And that's Alec Baldwin's finger, in case you didn't know. He's the one that gifted you that membership.
Yeah.
What you got coming up, Crease?
Definitely, we are most likely going to have a Kings of Pop Culture episode either this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday. I should be able to make that, hopefully, however, depending on if what the work does. Of course, KSW this Saturday or whatever. We'll have to talk about what our topic is going to be about. Maybe there will be a debate. I don't know. And everything, since it's the presidency, is one more before we elect world leaders and stuff like that coming this Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Tuesday. What's going on with you, Phantom? This coming up.
All right, so Tuesday on my main FanMX channel, I will be doing a watch along for the election, starting around 7:30 Eastern time, and doing videos. Being back here next week with Hoodie D, we're going to do an all Godzilla episode because it's Godzilla's 70th birthday. Hopefully that KSW debate. You know what? I challenge you, Westward Smile. Let's debate. Which is more popular? Trigon that's mid or the greatest anime of all time? Balls in your court, brother. But yeah, so we're gonna be here next week as always. Malty, thank you for coming on. This has been a great episode. Thank you, Sophie, for coming in and helping out. And thank you to the chat.
For Jake.
Prayers for Jake. Melanie Mac, gotta love it. Also the homies, the homies hit over 80 subscribers. Everybody, we're almost at 100.
I was just about to say that. Thank you. Almost to 100, baby. 100.
They'll start piling
We're getting there, man. Listen. Let's go.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna have Hoodie on, and then we only need 3 more members of the GCA to bring on. Then we have everybody been on. I think this has been one of our favorite episodes with Malty. Good to have you on here. Thank you, Sophie. Crease. Thank you, chat. Isaac, you're still gay. Vagabond, you're a degenerate. That's cool as hell. It's
Mo
Thursday.
has a
It's
jughead.
Thursday
Just
night.
remember that.
Yeah, Mo's a jughead, and he I need to put that sound clip on here. I need to start using that a little bit more. Until next time, this is the Homies podcast, and we will see you guys next Thursday night. We're out. Peace.
Take care.
What's up?
We talking about the life we know. Lasting vibes and good times flow. Homies gather, let the stories grow. Screaming loud, let the wisdom show. Late nights, we ain't slowing down. Mic in hand, we own this town.